Sorry, just playing the proverbial
orchestra.
violin there.
The whole orchestra.
Just loving that opening, as always, created by somebody that we don't really need to speak about.
There was the Bricos.
Yeah. What are we doing today?
We're talking about Loki episode 4 of the season 2.
Loki, talking about Loki.
That's right.
This episode was a fun episode.
Yeah.
You know,
they jazzed it up a bit here, I think.
Yeah, a lot going on.
Yep.
All right. I just watched it, and I still can't remember where it starts.
Oh. It starts at a point that is the starting point of the episode.
Yeah. We're terrible.
No, I think doesn't it start, I think, right about when Timely comes through the portal into that big room.
Yeah, he walks through his own face.
Yeah. And gets to look at him.
So that's
where it starts.
The start, you know, as is this, the start of our disaster.
What are you doing?
You know,
I think we're doing fine. Like as episodes go.
You look good. You look good. You got your new haircut there, looking a lot
do.
younger, I think, and you know, just all snazzy and stuff like that.
Oh, thanks.
So let us know in the comments what you think of the new haircut, or should he go back? You know,
should I put the hair back on?
We're talking about a time travel show here, and there's no reason you can't go back to the previous you.
That's fair. I'll just jump and say, "Hey, don't do it, me."
Speaking of time travel, this episode does a little bit of it, or not. We explore a little bit of like the effects of time travel in this. What is one of your favorite parts of this episode?
Oh, it had to be, and I think I called it out. The book signing was when Timely met OB Aurora Boris.
Yeah. I just call him OB because as we can all remember, I'm terrible with names. Yeah. So OB is how it is said on this program.
Yes. So that was probably
shock and awe when they meet each other is fantastic.
You know what I didn't call was that OB's work was based on Timely's work from back then.
And vice versa.
And then Timely's work was based on the book that he got.
A little bit of a chicken egg situation here.
It really was.
You know?
Chicken egg.
It's absolutely fantastic the way they played that out.
Yeah.
The both of Loki and Mobius kind of just pondering on it.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And it really creates a sense that Obi is much more important than I always said he was important.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, we've been fans of OB since he showed up on the scene.
Oh, it's fantastic. Here's a little bit of a question for you.
Okay. In question.
We experience in the early stages of this episode a moment where Miss Minutes is giving Renslayer a little bit of a preview of what happened before her mind was wiped.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, stating that she was the person that led the army.
Yeah.
In the big battle, right?
Right.
And then she states, maybe we don't need He Who Remains. Maybe we never did. Right.
Right.
Putting Miss Minutes kind of like a main villain in this series, right? Like slowly she's just going crazy. But we hear He Who Remains state, wipe everyone's mind.
Yeah.
Why does
execute Order 66?
Yes.
He says. No, sorry. Wait, it's Protocol 42. My bad.
Yeah. Which 42 keeps coming up quite often in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Why does 42 keep coming up?
It was the Spider had the number 42 on it from Miles Morales' Spider, and it comes up several other places. So,
multiversal number.
Maybe it's just a number I think that producers like to use because it comes up in a lot of other other series and stuff like that are not related to the. In Lost, it was the main number.
Lost?
Yeah.
The show. There was a show, right? I didn't watch Lost.
I never watched it either, but I watch a lot of stuff that refers to other things. So, but anyway,
you know what it wasn't? Order 66.
It wasn't Order 66. You do that fairly well, by the way.
Thank you. I practice my
in the mirror
sometimes, but I usually have to put my head up to do it.
So the point I'm getting at here is, why is it that OB remembers anything at all?
I don't know. What does he remember?
He remembers Timely.
He does remember Timely.
He remembers a lot.
He does.
So why does he remember anything at all?
I don't know. I mean, he does seem to know more things or remember more things than most. Yeah. Right?
I think that there's something more to him, and if something doesn't happen that that announces that he's something more, I'm gonna be surprised. I'm gonna be very, very surprised.
Destined to join the dark side of the
Force. Yeah, you do that way better than me. So yeah, that's a little bit of a theory.
I'll take this off
here. Okay, so everyone can get that glorious hair of yours.
You know, I think it's a reasonable theory. Like, I mean, what else is there to him though? Like, he's not a Kang, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, but could he? No, because if he had some sort of an aura of Kang, he could have just opened the doors.
Right. Unless he didn't want to, because that would give him away as a Kang.
He's so pure.
Is he?
Right? Like
that's going to be the thing. It'll be some crazy twist where it's just he's not.
Where he's just like,
because he uses Timely to open the door, but then end of the episode is where we're already at the end of the episode.
Here, but I mean, we won't skip too far ahead, but like, just from watching like the previews of the show, there's still a moment in this season where Obi lays down some royal ass kickings.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Like he goes like martial arts type stuff.
See, and I haven't watched the previews because I don't.
I try not to, but it snuck up on me.
Ooh.
And it just happened. So, I don't like to push forward too much because I like to be surprised about things and have that mystical wonder revealed to me.
That's why I try not to watch them, because you always catch those glimpses of things that happen in like the last episode.
Which is why like Miss Minutes, like you always had a sense that Miss Minutes wasn't like, she always had her like own agenda.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
But she's a psychopath.
But Jeebus.
Yeah.
Like she's gone full nuts.
Banana. Well, so is Renslayer, to be quite fair. I mean, so like Miss Minutes locking down every tempad device and stuff like that with the you didn't say the magic word.
Yeah.
No, sorry, that wasn't.
Bit of a
she says.
Bit of a Jurassic Park reference there.
Yeah.
Love it. Pretty cool. And I've always thought Miss Minutes was a cool character. When she went rogue, I guess, and then she went kaiju in the other episode. Yeah. And now with her just going AWOL, right? She back like stabs Renslayer in the back.
Yeah.
Right? Like she's gone complete, like she's gone off the rails.
Gets Renslayer back, kind of. Comes out and Renslayer does some shit.
Oh yeah. Can we just like, I don't know if it's skipping ahead too much, but can we just talk about that?
But
let's just do it.
All right.
So Renslayer, let's set the scene. Okay. We've got what was the Scottish chick's name again?
Oh,
The general kind
the
of
general who seems
of
like
the Minutemen.
the Third Reich general.
Yeah, all of her Minutemen plus is it
X5
X5? They're all in
or
that room again.
Brad.
With one A.
Yeah.
And you might find that silly to say, but we do know a Brad with two A's.
We do.
So,
and he's been on the show. Check some previous episodes.
Shout out to Brad and his store, Bootown's Games and Hobbies in Stratford, Ontario. Check him out.
Wow, just a full plug, even.
Knock that right in there, eh?
That was impressive.
Website in the description.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that! I didn't even know we had that set up.
We do.
But
got all kinds of stuff going on.
They're in that room where they were interrogating Brad.
Mm-hmm.
And he was shrunk in that box. Okay. And we get to see that to the full effect now because Renslayer and Miss Minutes comes in. Okay. And she's pretty much offering them an out.
Yeah.
Help me restore the TVA. And does she have a god complex or not?
Oh, for sure.
All right. Just, everything fell apart when I left. I was gone for 5 minutes and it all fell apart. Come follow me, and then I will let you live a life on the timeline if you want. The sacred timeline.
Yep. And but maybe not.
But it turns out that, especially notably after talking to, is it B15?
B15, yeah.
She kind of talks to the general, which I'm still trying to think of her name. We discussed it last episode.
We did, and it's Kate Dickey plays her, but I cannot for the life of me remember.
She seems to get through her, and she seems to be more of an honorable person than we gave her credit for. Yeah,
like she just really is into protecting her home
and the TVA.
Yeah. Well, that's her home. That's what I meant. Okay. That's what I meant.
You don't need to get testy with me. Well, what happens is she declines. With few words, she declines.
Yeah.
And the only one that doesn't.
General Docs.
Oh, Docs. I don't know why, because I just watched it, and that name should be really easy to remember.
You would think, but it's not.
The only one that doesn't really decline because he's weak.
Well, and he really wants to be Brad.
Yeah.
X5. So.
Is X5. And he gets to watch through like squinting eyes, Miss Minutes go into that machine, fire up the boxes, and crush. Now you don't see it, but you can see the expression on X5's face.
And in the background, like Renslayer's got like that look of like, this is what I have to do.
This
kind of
is a must. Like it's a
X5's squeamish, and just he's not having this.
But Miss Minutes.
But Miss Minutes is standing back there, like exuberant. She's happy.
Like the look on her face, like she is enjoying herself.
Yeah.
All right. Like she just gets worse as time goes by. All right. So they get
time goes by.
Yeah. You see that?
It was good.
So they get crushed, and like you can see like the disgust kind of on X5's face and stuff, and he's not happy with it, but it's kind of like a survival instinct type deal thing for him. And then later on, when he's at the hot chocolate soup machine.
The hot chocolate soup machine, yes.
And he ends up pruning the other soldier. Mm-hmm. He's really remorseful.
Yeah. You know who else, by the way, was remorseful? Was He Who Remains.
Yeah, Timely.
No, He Who Remains. Not Timely. When he gives the order, he's standing there and he says, wipe all their minds. But then right after, he whispers out the window, like, sorry.
Yeah, he's not.
Sorry.
I think the big thing there is that, like, we learn that he does not do well with partners.
Yeah. In any form. Right? Timely, He who remains.
And for several times he uses the phrase "see you soon."
See you soon. Does he?
That's what he said when Sylvie killed him.
Mm-hmm.
See you soon. And also when the robot timekeepers, when the head came off and rolled down, you hear a whisper, "See you soon."
Oh, I like that.
So it is a recurring phrase for him. So that's interesting. Yeah. So will we see him soon?
We'll see versions of him for sure.
Yeah. Well, if it's up to Miss Minutes, that might. I can't see how that changes in the long run, but she's definitely doing her best to make it so that there is no he who remains,
right?
And that in her own way, she's going to be in control of things. Is you can gather that much in her mind, right?
Yeah. There's not so we get some good bits around the banters between and after Timely gets kidnapped by Renslayer and Miss Minutes, even we get some back and forth between all of them, and the TVA is on the verge of collapse, and they're going to rescue. And I liked the twist that Loki was the one that zapped himself in the future to send him back to the past because he needed to be pruned there. And
because when we see that scene in the earlier episode, and we even had a little discussion about some people saying who did it. I think somebody actually said he did it to himself, and I was like, no, he didn't, which apparently I was completely wrong, because in a backwards way, yes, he did.
Yes, he did. He did, in fact.
And then there's that phone call.
Yeah.
That was happening, that everybody's kind of wondering who was making that call, right? And it ends up being Obi saying, "Hey, why are you taking so long?
Yeah, let's go."
Right? And you've got that in that same scene. It kind of pulls all that together, like why Sylvie was in the elevator.
Yeah.
And like that whole scene kind of just makes a lot more sense now. Right. And he has this moment where he realizes, okay, well, I'm here to prune myself.
Right.
Right.
Which is so weird.
It's like a total kind of Back to the Future kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where if one thing didn't happen, another thing couldn't happen, which makes the other thing impossible to happen.
Right. But how did it happen in the first place?
Yeah.
Really?
Right. It's just a big old paradox.
We're back to that first episode mind blow where you're still like,
it's fantastic. It feels really good.
It did
because back then it felt weird.
Yeah.
Now it feels good.
Yeah.
All right.
Like
and
it was a smart, twisty.
Yeah. It's very well done. I like it a lot.
This is also where we get like Obi is deciding that he has to shut down all of the defenses because Miss Minutes is blocking them from everything.
Yeah, so the only way to stop her from blocking everything so that they can proceed is to shut the system down, which also shuts the dampeners down that prevent magic from happening in the TVA, which the Lokis are ecstatic about.
Yeah.
Like, how tiresome has it been?
Yeah.
For them to not be able to use magic in the TVA.
Right.
Right.
And they've been under this like siege currently where everything's going wrong, and nobody thought, hey, let's shut those down to give these guys a little hands up.
And if I'm being honest with you, I almost expected them to go full on out with magic at that point.
Oh, I was waiting because like X5 comes wandering up the hall too.
Yeah.
At that one point, what I really wanted to see in that moment because it had like it was all shadowy and shit, right?
Yeah.
And X5's walking down the hallway, and you can kind of see a silhouette. I wanted like Loki and Sylvie to walk out in full Loki and
uniforms
Sylvie
and stuff.
uniform, coming out
like
with
I expected like a you know, a little bit of like just a spectacular magical scene there.
Right.
Which I don't know if it would have kind of ruined the moment or not.
Maybe.
Right. But
still a solid moment.
Yep.
Loki's still in his I'm a detective from the 1960s outfit, come rolling out. Sylvie grabs him with the old mind spike.
Yeah, that's what it's called. The old Vulcan mind trick. Right. And then seeing him X5 walk in there, kind of doing like a simulation of Sylvie, kind of like a more feminine kind of version of X5.
And before because at this point is Miss Minutes is shut down, right? So
Miss Minutes is shut down. So let's talk about
please show your picture that you
let's talk about the only picture I'm going to show, because I don't think it's definitely not worth just describing.
Yeah, she goes into full glitch, and
she goes full glitchy. And now, if we can remember the last time she spoke with Timely, she was halfway through professing her love.
Yeah.
And now she's gone full reverse.
Yeah.
And what does she say?
She says, "You'll never be him."
This is daunting.
Yeah. And you know, that image is great too, because it's very interesting how she is perfectly placed over that face of He Who Remains.
Yeah. And then when she disappears, that face in the middle focuses and is staring directly at Timely.
Yeah.
Right? You'll never be him.
Yeah.
Right? Which in turn kind of triggers him to have a heroic moment.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Which was possibly part of her plan.
Could have been.
You know? So, so she goes offline in a very creepy manner.
Yeah. Like,
not the last time you'll see her.
I can't believe that would be accurate. I mean, she is rebooting.
Yeah. And I have my suspicions that she's going to eventually obtain her physical body.
Oh.
Which I'm not 100% sure actually benefits her as much as she hopes.
Right.
You know, unless she still contains that control of like the electronic and digital aspect of things. So
where do you think she's going to get this body?
I don't know.
She's just going to grab one somewhere?
You know, maybe she just possesses somebody.
Can she do that?
I don't know.
I'm scared.
This is AI we're talking about. It's taken over our world.
That's fair. ChatGPT is
getting crazy.
Great D&D companion as well. Just so
because it can run your campaign for you.
Because it gives you great campaign ideas and helps you kind of fill out things. But
not sponsored by Chat DBZ or whatever.
No.
But yeah, so she, like, I feel like we're probably missing a few things before we talk about like that.
The end scene.
That lengthy kind of end scene, right? Is there anything that we're forgetting?
No.
Okay, I mean, I think that, you know, I think it's interesting that Timely is so fascinated with the chocolate milk machine.
Yeah.
You know?
The only other piece is kind of like the reason that they're going into the
loom.
The loom now is because Obi and Buddy Holly, we're trying to figure out. I can't remember what's his name. Your buddy, Casey.
My buddy.
Yeah, Casey.
Oh, Casey.
Can't quite get the formula
Buddy
down.
Holly.
I don't know. can't quite get the formula down to fix the issue that they're having. And it's Timely's prototype that actually it was the key to the puzzle.
So quickly, if we're talking about prototypes, OB has made a fantastically designed miniature
that was also another
of the whole unit, and he's very much like I just it's one of those things where like an artist is never content with his finished product. He's never finished, right? And he wheels it out, and I whipped it together real fast, and it's not painted.
It's not finished. He didn't have a time to put a second coat on.
Yeah. Okay. So it's very reminiscent.
Didn't finish making everybody's miniatures that are part of the group. So he's upset about that.
It's very much reminiscent of the scene in Back to the Future where Doc made a not to scale replica of the city.
Right.
And he's driving the car through and demonstrating just as Obi is moving the little moon man through, and Mobius and Loki are having that discussion about, oh, it looks more like you.
Yeah. Why do I have to go?
You know? So it was a fantastic scene, and a scene where we get to see Mobius, or not Mobius, but Timely and Obi kind of bonding a little bit.
Yeah. But I don't know how that's going to go either.
Yeah. I just don't know. And Obi mentions the fact that, well, such and such is happening because somebody killed He Who Remains, and Sylvie is very pleased with herself.
Yeah. She seems quite all right with the whole situation.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think other than that, I think we can talk about the last portion of this.
Yep.
Which is okay. So let's just quickly say that the remain that's all, folks. The remainder of the scene in the room with the 3-head mural, is that Renslayer gets pruned, and I think that's important to know.
Yeah, we should probably note that.
So now when somebody is pruned, they go to that pocket dimension, right?
Yeah.
Because like
where there's
other
a whole
people
bunch
have
of
come
other
back
Lokis
from that, right? So is she in a pocket dimension with a whole bunch of other Renslayers?
No. She's not.
Why would that not be?
Because I think when they were talking about the pocket dimension previously, where Loki ran into all the Lokis, was that the Lokis are survivors, which is why they've lasted so long in the pocket dimension. Because when Mobius comes in, he ends up in that same, like he gets
all right. I forgot completely about that.
Yeah,
that Mobius had gone to that one.
Yeah.
So and that does make more sense now.
Yeah.
So now she is there. She's kind of a survivor herself. So let's see.
Yeah.
All right. Back over to the temporal loom. We are deciding now who is going to go through.
Right.
Okay. Timely's decided. I'm the man that's got to do this. I'm all a part of this. Yada yada. Turning into kind of a variant of Kang that's there's got to be good and bad variants, right?
Right.
Timely through this has proven to be more of a empathetic person than we thought he might be.
Maybe. Here's right? So he decides that he's going through this thing, okay? Now there's these high levels of radiation. I don't know that he didn't decide to go to get hit with the radiation to make himself maybe more than he is.
Do you think there was an agenda behind it?
I think he has an agenda.
Okay. Well, we'll have to wait and see because He goes down into that thing and is instantaneously spaghettified.
Oh, right. Like as soon as he walks out.
And like you can see bone, like his ribs showing and stuff as he's like being spaghettified and everything.
I wish I had a picture of that.
It's pretty fantastic.
It really was.
Like kudos to Marvel for doing that. Right. And then everything, it kind of goes one by one, showing the reaction of each of the people left in the room, winding up and poor freaking Casey. His whole life has been desk work and been the butt of everybody's jokes, and to the point where the first thing he says, they're like, "What's going on?" And the first thing he says is, "I don't know. It wasn't me." All right. So insecure.
Yeah.
And then it ends up with you're focused on Loki, and he has been up to this point the optimistic one.
Yeah.
With that speech in the pie room with Sylvie.
The pie room, yes.
Where he is saying he's recalling the New York incidents and stuff, and he's saying that we can't just give people free will and then walk away. And she says, well, no matter what, it feels like we're playing God. And then when he's walking out and they pan out so that it's more of an empathetic way of saying it rather than like a egotistical way of saying it, he says, we are gods.
Yeah.
Right. That was great. And that the great thing about it for me is that when she said that, right before he said it, I was like, you are gods.
Yeah.
So that was fantastic. Right. So he walks out, and I see that you've brought up a picture, some spaghetti pictures.
Yeah, I did.
Right.
Brought up the spaghetti man. Look at that.
So yeah, he's spaghetti. It looks like he's leveling up right there.
Yeah.
But no, he's disappearing.
Or is he leveling up?
Maybe. That theory, maybe it's a valid theory. Okay. And the daunting scream he lets out.
Yeah.
Is just terrifying.
Look at that.
Right. So
just take a moment.
Yeah, just take a moment to absorb that. All right. And we end up on that picture of Loki with the temporal loom exploding.
Yeah.
And Loki says, they're like, what's going on? And he, with all uncertainty, he says, I don't know. Like that, I've never heard him speak in a manner that's so worrisome.
Yeah.
Than those words that he spoke. And then it Sopranos.
Yep.
And just fades. It just doesn't even fade to black. It just cuts to black.
That's because there's a giant fireball flying at them. So, I mean, that's it, right?
That's not it. Is that it?
It's over.
Because like it's not over because there's 2 more episodes.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, okay. Is there? No, it's over. And the other 2 episodes are just going to be like it's just going to go to fireball.
Yeah. This is a unnatural event. Okay. It is a cosmic event.
Yeah.
There are cosmic beings out there who have to notice this and intervene.
Does there?
I don't know. That's just a theory.
He's not the only person that has been spaghettified by that.
Yeah. No, there's definitely other people. So again, I noticed that you brought up a photo of this fine young lady in all right mind, spaghettifying Reed Richards.
Yeah.
Whom I hope to God they keep the same actor in the Fantastic Fours because he did a fantastic job. Oh, and are we forgetting that Reed Richards is descendant of Kang.
I didn't know that, so I don't know.
So isn't it weird that they both got spaghettified?
I suppose so,
Right?
but I mean, I didn't know that, so
Maybe you just inherently stumbled on that then.
just now.
It's not the only person. Scott Lang also got spaghettified in Quantumania.
Oh yeah.
All right. When he was in the place.
The quantum realm?
Yep, that's the place I meant. For sure.
The whole movie is called Quantumania.
You know
like
what?
It's the whole thing.
You would think that, I would put those two things together and boom. But
no.
I literally forgot things in the same sentence.
That's good.
That I was saying it. So
That's
yeah.
good.
So where's this gonna go? Nobody knows.
No.
Well, I mean, sure, the writers.
They don't know either.
Not even them, eh?
No.
There's a whole Deadpool steps out of the, through the fourth wall and messes with the writers.
Or She-Hulk.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. People get upset when we talk about that. So, anyways, let's do a quick rating.
Yeah.
Mine's going up. Banana rating all the way. Yeah, go ahead.
I am going to go ahead and I'm gonna go up as well because I dipped a bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll it up to a solid 8 on this episode.
So I think you were at a 7.5.
I was at a 7, I think. I hit.
Oh, were you? You've gone up a whole point then.
Yeah. Well, I do enjoy a good cliffhanger, especially when it's like mid-season and not end of season when the cliffhanger comes, and this is a solid cliffhanger. The banter and the dialogue between characters was amazing in this, and we got a reasonable amount of action and stuff. We're not really sure where the baddies are right now, so that kind of leaves that whole door open on what's going to happen there. I feel like there's going to have to be some time play, like something's going to
for sure
rewind and stuff or whatever.
Well, there's still some again,
or a cosmic being.
No, okay, I'm going back. I'm going back on the cosmic being thing. I'm going back on the cosmic being thing because we're not supposed to know this, okay? But because I accidentally watched a thing about the preview,
right?
I know that Loki, time slips again. So whether he does it on purpose or not, I do not know. But there is some more time play. We do know that.
Or maybe because he got pulled back through the timeline through that thing.
Yeah.
He just, when he gets hit with that same cosmic radiation again, auto time
there's a good
slips.
There's a good chance of that. Okay.
Okay.
So we can kind of assume that kind of plays a role. Okay. I'm going up to an 8.5 from an 8. This episode had a lot. It had some moments that really tied earlier moments together.
Yep.
Which was fantastic for me. Brought a lot of things into clarity.
Okay.
Right. Made a lot of things that felt weird feel normal. As normal as you can be, right? And again, we've got that battle of the, who's the real villain, right? Some great moments, right? And what are you doing? You messed up again, didn't you?
No, I don't know what's so I have a monitor on my computer, and it's doing things.
Like I remember
monitor
not that long ago when you broke your chair on the channel, and now this is happening and stuff. It seems like a trend.
I can't see what's happening. So.
Okay, well, we're gonna end it up anyway. It's been one of my favorite episodes, I think. So
yeah.
You back?
Yep.
And with that drop off ending, leaving a little bit of suspense. Yeah, one of my favorite episodes of season 2.
Good call.
Anyway, 8.5, going up to that 9 hopefully next week. We'll see though. Other than that, check us out. Check the whole channel out. Got a lot going on right now. Are you even pointing at the right spot? Because I never know.
Yeah, check out our YouTube, our
right
Facebooks, and our Instagram.
Over there?
Huh?
Where is it?
It's right there. It's right here. Here it is. Yeah, over there.
I never know. Yeah, check out everything. We are having a lot of fun, and you know,
we're gonna keep doing that.
Yeah, do all that stuff. Share, like, tell your friends, or we'll send Miss Minutes after you.
Miss Minutes is my homegirl.
No, she's my nightmares.
Like, subscribe, comment, notifications. Peace. Love, peaches, and that's the show. Yeah,
that's definitely the show. By the way, I just want to point out that I was watching Five Nights at Freddy's.
Okay.
And he was on the phone with the guy, and he said, "Catch it on the flip side." Okay.
So he's just somebody's dying then. That's it.
Well, it is a horror movie.
Yeah.
So there's a good chance, and he was very ominous.
Yeah, well, that's
like
great.
He had something to do with